A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yasas,
And I am Asi.
and together we are A to Y. So, how are things, Asi? I'm back in UAE.
Back. How's the weather there, Yasas?
As usual, warm,
It's
but
pretty
surviving.
warm here. It's pretty warm here in Sri Lanka, especially in Kandy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And tomorrow is the new year for us.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll be celebrating it from here as well.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Great. So, Azi, we've been talking about funnels, we've been talking about conversions. What exactly are we going to talk today about?
Today, I thought, or rather, we thought about bringing a new aspect. Actually, it's not a new aspect now. Everybody knows about this aspect. It's about sales conversion. Now, most of the time, what happens is whenever a client say no, most of the sales people they back out, right? But here, what we are going to talk about, in the event if we have 15 minutes, definitely we are going to cover the entire series. However, if we don't have, obviously we will talk about it next week as well. Today we are going to talk about how we are going to convert your no, your customers no, into a yes. Interesting, isn't it, Yasas?
Sorry about it. I think I jumped the gun. I jumped the slide before you said it. Yes, so it's about saying yes, right? And it's not only your prospects, not your customers. In life, also, it's important, isn't it? We want everyone to say
Oh
yes.
yes, absolutely. There's a movie also, Yes Man.
Oh, yes, I have watched that. How difficult it is when people says yes. So, for us to
Absolutely.
start this, Asi, I think it's very important because in our life we get a lot of objections. People always
Hmm.
say no, and even if you take the single in the new year, it's about
Hmm.
forgetting people's objections, forgetting
Hmm.
the bad things that has happened, and moving forward with a yes, right? So I think it's
Correct.
very relevant taking today and tomorrow into context as well.
100%. 100%. I agree with you, Asas. Whenever we, not only in sales, right? Like just like you said, in our personal life, even if we are dealing with certain challenges, even if we are talking to our neighbors, your colleagues, it's very important to understand how we can actually handle these obstacles and convert into a positive conversation.
Exactly. So, Azi, I mean, every time we do this with great enthusiasm, right? But as a salesperson, also, I think enthusiasm is very, very important, especially if you want to convert a no to a yes, right?
Hmm. 100% I agree with you, because it's not only the enthusiasm, you have to have the self discipline and the self motivation along with the enthusiasm for you to thrive through sales.
So, what we'll do, Azi, this is something that we've taken from a book called Conversion Code by an author called Chris Smith. Strongly recommend go and read this if you haven't. It's very good. It talks about conversion. It talks about e-commerce and online world, how you could work on conversion. He had a good model, Azi, right? What we want to talk about, and that is if
Hmm.
you take the enthusiasm. He says, remember the last bit of enthusiasm, the last four words, which is IASAM. And
I
Aziz, shall we reveal what it means?
Yes, yes, please. Personally, I really love this, and thank you so much for recommending this book to me, Yasas. Let's reveal it. Let's not take time. Let's reveal
Yes.
it.
So IASM, remember the last four letters of IASM in enthusiasm is I am sold myself. If you are not sold yourself, you can never sell another product, another service that you don't believe in. It's very important, right? As in our life, if we are not sold about anything we talk about, we are not going to do a good job.
Correct. I actually can bring a small memory going back long way, long time ago. There was a time that I had to sell certain product. I can't disclose the name. I was not too comfortable selling that product, because I was not too familiar with the technology of it. And personally, even when I go and talk to my clients, they figure it out that I am not sold, I am not convinced about this product. And it's like really important to understand this statement.
Exactly. Personally, also, I've been in situations like that. But whenever I'm not comfortable, whenever I'm not uh, happy, or I wouldn't buy that product, I won't endorse that product. I would really not take it on. I would company, or I would move on. And this is what we strongly say: before you start converting anything, converting anyone, you should think, if you have the money, if you own a company, if it's a B2B situation, if you own a company, would you buy this solution? Would you buy this
Mm.
service? Would you
Mm.
endorse this company? Or if you're a B2C, into B2C market and it's consumer related, would you buy this if you are a customer? If the answer is no, please do not even watch this. Move on. Change your life. There are better things in life you could do. You don't need to be stuck at one place just because you're getting a salary. So you need to be sold yourself first. If you believe in it, if you buy it, yes, then go ahead. I am sold myself. IASA. Okay, Asi. So let's move to today's topic. Getting understanding about no's and how do we convert it into yeses.
Mm. So let me ask this question from you, Yasas, because since you read this book and I want to narrate this conversation today, I want you to enlighten me with the knowledge that you have recently gained. So why do you think, why prospects, we are going to use the word prospect rather than a client, why prospect says no? Why do you think?
Personally, as a prospects say no when they don't want it, or when they are not comfortable about it. And I think the important thing, when somebody says no, we need to understand it is not the end. Most of the time we get the rejection feeling, whether in personal life somebody says no, or if somebody says you know uh, no in a sales situation, we get very worried, right? But why they say no, there are a lot of reasons for it. Yeah, Azi, go ahead.
So before we move on, I actually disagree in one point. Is it
Okay.
actually the client saying no, or do you think the client has a different perception about the product or service?
Yes. So this is what I was going to say with it's not the end, because a no doesn't mean a hard no. It doesn't mean that I don't want it at all. It's a no
Mm.
for an objection for a particular point. It could be maybe because
Mm.
they are not convinced. Maybe they feel the product or solution doesn't so suit their requirement, or it's because of
Mhm.
price thing, or they feel the price is high, or they feel
Mm.
like your service level is not good. Product is good, but I'm not comfortable with you. So the
Mm.
no doesn't mean an end. It doesn't mean I'm not ever going to consume your product or your service. It
Mm.
might be just one aspect that you're hearing the no. But normal feeling is, we feel it's the end the moment someone says no. I always like taking this dating example, because I'm sure everyone in a particular life point, you would want to ask someone out, right? And in a situation like that, the biggest fear everyone has is that rejection, the no. But it's the same situation. No could be for various reasons. It's because that person is not ready yet, or they just came out of a toxic relationship, or because
Correct.
they feel like the way you're pushing it is too fast. It doesn't mean that
Absolutely.
it's a definite no. I hope I
Correct.
answered your question, as
Yeah. So what you are mentioning here is, yes, as basically when a prospect says no, there could be plethora of reason for the prospect to say no, right? So rather than giving up, you have to thrive.
exactly, Asi, exactly. So first thing I think we need to know is, it's not an end,
Mm.
and it's always a good thing if somebody says no, because if they don't say no, that that means they are not being honest to you. They're just moving away
Mm.
without saying no. If somebody is rejecting you without telling you, that's probably the most difficult and the most
Mm.
unfair situation in your life that you will face, whether it's a prospect
Mm.
or whether it's a life situation. But if somebody is saying no, they're actually giving you a chance, Asi.
Mm. I really like that. I really like that concept. Say, basically, what you are saying here is a prospect saying no is a good thing.
It is a good thing, because that gives an opportunity to go into what we have as the next points that we are going to elaborate
Mm.
on. The moment somebody says no, that means they are still interested. Otherwise, they would not have a conversation with you. So what we've done here is taking this amazing book, which is on negotiation. It's by a former FBI negotiation
Ah.
expert. I would really ask everyone to read this book. If you have your hands on it, set your hands
Yeah.
on it. You have Kindle versions, you have Audible versions, you can get PDFs, I believe. It's
Mm,
called
mm.
Never Split the Difference by a gentleman called
This
Chris
was,
Voss.
yeah,
Amazing stuff. Amazing
yes,
stuff.
absolutely.
So we've actually taken these points from Chris Voss, and
Mm,
these are 4 steps, but we've kind of modified it. We are trying to bring our own practical aspects to it, of how you can take an objection that is brought in, and how do you take it to the next level? How do you convert
mm,
that no into a yes? So the 4 points are: label, validate, ask, and restate. And we will take you one by one on this. I'm not too sure, as you rightly said when you started, whether we'll have time to take our audience through the whole
all
thing
five.
today. Yep.
Yes.
But if we can't, we will continue next week. Please follow us. You saw the URL. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. If you type for #33, you can find this, or follow us on LinkedIn, and you will see these live streams, and you can see the past videos as well.
Correct.
So
Correct.
let's jump into the first point, Azi. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that
Label
emojis.
Label the objection. Thanks, Asi. Label the objection, not the emotion. Because what happens, Asi, in our life, the moment somebody says no, we love to label the emotion. We take the
Mm,
emotion into our mind, and we say like, okay, that was a rejection. That is a no. He was angry. She was angry. They don't like it.
mm.
We tend to, as humans, we tend to take the emotions first, and we label the emotion. We take it as
Correct.
rejection. We take it as anger. We take it as misunderstood, or whatever the
Correct.
emotion that we feel. First of
Correct.
all, let's not be emotional in sales. If you are a proper salesperson, whether it's B2B, B2C, or whatever that you're trying to sell, emotions have to be minimal. You need to be neutral as much
Mm,
as possible
mm,
in a sales
mm,
situation. So first of all, leave your emotions away. Don't label the emotion, label the objection. What do we mean here? Okay, let's take a common objection, Azi. Everyone faces every day as a common objection, and that's the price. If you
the
take price
price.
as a common objection, it is
Correct.
always, oh, it's too high, it's too expensive. That's the most
Mm.
common objection, I believe, that anybody would get in their life when it comes to sales situation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you label this, Azi?
So if someone, since I went through the book and I'm practicing the practical aspect of it, usually what I do earlier myself, when a client says if hey, price is so high, then immediately there's a blocker inside me saying, "Yeah, yes, the price is so high." So that's the emotion. I agree with my same emotion saying the price is high.
Exactly. What happens is, I would like to quote a good friend, brother Sankar, very recently, 2 weeks ago, when we were in a
2 weeks ago.
workshop. He talked about biasnesses. He talked about
Mm.
perceptual biasness. The moment we
Correct.
label the emotion and we take it as a rejection, we are making that error of a perceptual biasness. We are just putting a negative thought into us. But if you take this label of the rejection, okay, so he's saying or she's saying the price is too high. You just put a label without an emotion. That's the first step you need to do. The moment you do that and you accept it, acceptance is very important.
Correct.
You would then start thinking rationally and not emotionally. You won't get upset. You would not react to it bad. Your face wouldn't change. You would take it openly, saying, okay, Azi, so what you're saying is the price is expensive or price is too high. And then you start validating this objection. This is where you really want to kind of really validate why is she saying the price is too high. It's very important that you start validating it. Because as we said, we might be biased. We might assume a lot of things, right? By assuming, we are always making a mistake. So I may
Mm.
think, okay, Aziz is saying the price is too high because he has found a cheaper solution. That could be one rationale, right? Or I might think, okay, he's saying the price is too high because he doesn't have the money in his hand.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Or he's saying price is too high because he's looking at a alternative product or service which has nothing to do, not even a competing product, right? So in
Correct.
situations like that, if we try to objectively validate and look at, okay, why is he or she saying the price is too high, then we'll open the options. We look at why these objections are happening.
Mm.
So start validating the objection. Label it first and validate it. I think we've just gone over time, Aziz.
Yes, yes. So just to summarize what you said, Yasas, just correct me if if I understood the content properly. So basically, what you mentioned is labeling the feeling, meaning that you have to, rather than personalizing, rather than using your emotion, you have to label the objection, and then you have to use your empathy towards the objection to demonstrate that you actually understand the customer challenge. So this is
100%.
what you have
100%,
highlighted, right?
because even in labeling and validating, you might be wrong, because you might label it wrong, the objection, you might validate it wrong. So that will bring us into the next 2 points, which we don't have time to discuss today. But what we
Yes.
should say is, Azay, thank you very much for connecting with us. We can see several of you have already connected, you liked us. Please leave a comment, ask us whatever you want so we could prepare and come back and kind of support you on that type of thinking. But I think, I say, this 15 minutes we're talking and breaking into another 15 minutes, this is a course on its own. Objection handling is a
100%.
course on its own. And if any of you are
100%.
interested, inbox us, message us, because we do have certain training programs that Azi and I together conduct. Some are
Correct.
physical, some are virtual, some are hybrid. It's a combination. So if you think this matters to you, this would be helpful. Objection handling is just one part of what we do in terms of our sales training, especially if you're in the tech sector. We have the expertise to guide you on complex tech-based sales approaches.
Mm.
So speak to us. I think we've gone past the time, so thank you very much for spending the time with us, especially on the a day before the new year, because there's so many things to do. Probably even Asi, thank you for connecting. I believe you were having some visits that you wanted to make. For me,
100%.
I'm
100%.
coming to UAE. I have nothing else to do today, so it's not a big deal for me. Thank you very much, Asi, for connecting. Thank you
Thank you.
for
You
the
are very
discussion.
welcome, and we have to appreciate the
Asi, I think we lost your audio for some reason. Um, let me do the conclusion in that case. So thank you very much, and until next Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Sri Lanka time or 5 p.m. UAE or Gulf Standard Time. We'll see you. Please message us. Let us know what you feel about our content. And we wish all of you who are celebrating the Hindu and Sinhala New Year tomorrow a very happy New Year from Azi and Yazas from A to I. Have a good day and see you next week.